Welcome to Ridgewood Talks. Through this podcast, we'll be introducing you to some of the leaders and legends in our village. We'll keep you updated about fascinating local events, and we'll dig into the town's hot topics and so much more. But first, let me introduce myself. I'm Jeannie Johnson, the founder of Ridgewood Talks and Ridgewood Walks. The goal of these initiatives is to create a kinder, more connected, and a more vibrant community. I'm thrilled to be co-hosting this podcast with my good friend and all-around wonderful guy, Jordan Kaufman. We look forward to meeting with you weekly, and we look forward to hearing your thoughts on who and what you'd like to learn about in our beautiful hometown. Enjoy this episode.
Jordan, today is a really fun day. We have two, as you called them, heavy hitters in the ring today. So you and I have a particular interest in all things downtown Ridgewood, you being the chairperson of the Central Business District Advisory Committee, and me being the dingaling who does all crazy stuff in town, trying to bring joy into our community. I don't do this on any official capacity, but we have two people here who really are the driving force behind all of the joy in our community. And I am thrilled to announce that they are on our show today. The first person is Joan Groome, who is the Executive Director of the Ridgewood Chamber of Commerce. And then we have the Executive Director of the Ridgewood Guild. I am going to ask Joan and Tony to help us understand what the differences are between the two of them. And I just want our listeners to get to know them a little bit better. And then we're going to dig in, as our tagline says, we're going to dig into the town's hot topics, and we're going to let Tony and Joan tell us about some of the activities that they have planned for the rest of this year and the months to follow. So let's get started. Joan Groome, welcome to the show. So glad to have you here.
Well, thank you, Jeannie. As I said before, I'm a little nervous. I've never been interviewed. This is like a real radio broadcast, and I'm so excited. I hope I don't mess it up.
Oh,
but
you're
yes,
fine.
who I am. I'm usually the oldest person in the room and the one who's been in Ridgewood the longest, and that's probably my only claim to fame. But I've been with the Ridgewood Chamber probably over 25 years. Tony and I have worked together during that time for years and years, too many to mention. I personally have been in Ridgewood in the early 70s. I had a ski shop back then, and I opened up the current Talbot's that's in town thousands of years ago. I was with the YWCA when they were here in Ridgewood for 20 years as the development director, and somehow I ended up here, right here at the Ridgewood Chamber for the rest of my life, and loving it.
We're so glad to have you there.
Ridgewood High School. Yep. Well, I'm just thrilled to be here. Thank you so much.
Joan, I might give you one other accolade. I'm willing to say that you might have walked more miles on the sidewalks of downtown Ridgewood than any other person. Is that fair? You think that's fair?
That could be.
I think that's true.
Back then, I didn't have a Fitbit, but I do now. But
you know what?
Right.
I think we should give both Tony and Joan, like one of those pedometers, and they should go into a contest, because both of them hit the streets every day, engaging our business owners and engaging the public into all of the activities. So, Tony, tell us about you. You're the director of the Ridgewood Guild.
Well, first of all, Joan and I have known each other since 2000, since I opened my store, Mango Jam, my gift shop. And shortly after, I was on the board of the Chamber of Commerce. At one point, I was secretary as Joan was president, and then VP, and I served as president. When the recession hit, I formed the Ridgewood Guild. We both have the same goal, to make sure that downtown thrives. And it's such a large town and so much going on that there's room for both organizations to live happily side by side. Joan does a fantastic job with sidewalk sale and the tree lighting and so many other events, the car show. And we layered on the film festival, movies in the park, music in the night. Our Winterfest event is in its 13th year, coming up the Saturday after Thanksgiving. It works side by side with American Express's Small Business Saturday. And we're so excited this year because we switched over our hayride from a horse-drawn cart. The horses were starting to age. and our cart shrunk. They couldn't move as fast as they have the past 12 years. So, Jeannie, you started the tractor drawn hayride with our Oktoberfest, and we're continuing that on this year with Winterfest. So we're very excited about that. Our film festival also, I have to mention, is going to be phenomenal. We've already begun to work on that, and that happens in late April. And summer is always busy for us. The streets are filled with music, with our Music in the Night program every Friday evening between Memorial Day and Labor Day. And Movies in the Park, we just finalized our 6 films for Movies in the Park. I had to get that done because our magazine, our holiday issue, is coming out in 2 weeks. And
wow.
I get so excited about this magazine because it makes advertising affordable for our mom and pop businesses. This time around, it's 50 pages. Other issues have been 60, 70, up to 90 pages. We do the magazine twice a year. We have a summer edition and, as I just said, holiday edition. And right after that, I start with calendar, our annual calendar, which we've been doing for 3 years now. So we always have so much going on. Personally, I was also a member of the Library Foundation. I resurrected the Ridgewood Arts Council that is now still up and running. I was president there for 3 years, and we got that going. It was defunct for about 20 years. So I don't know. There's just so much going on all the time. It's
wonderful. What, Tony, I have to tell you, there are more than one person has told me that you're like the Energizer Bunny, and you just rattled off a bunch of reasons why people see you as that. So, Joan, I want to hear a little bit more about what you've got coming up. We're really excited about Downtown for the Holidays. A lot of people are really eager to find out what's going to happen because every year you layer on more things. And so tell us what's going to happen and when.
Well, this year, if you were at last year's was pretty magical. This year is going to be over the top, really, really, truly. This is our 37th year of doing Downtown for the Holidays. So the biggest announcement is we are going to have a tree lighting at 6:15. It will not have a big stage or anything like that because we have some logistics encompassing everything, but there will be a tree lighting at 6:15 in the usual place up on the east side of the train station. And the tree is being put in on tomorrow or Friday. I think it's tomorrow. I'm not sure. It's coming in. So we'll have that, and that's going to happen early in the evening. So we've also added this year a new little section called the West Side Kids Corner on the West Side, taking Tony and Jeannie's lead of making sure that the West Side is included because there's so much fun going on over there. So on the West Side is going to be first ever Elf on the Shelf is going to be joining us. And we're going to have, if you can find the Grinch contest, we're going to have touch of trucks. We're going to have some really big trucks over there. We're going to have somebody who's going to be taking pictures. We're going to have games. Some of the food over there are going to come out under their tents. It's going to be a lot going on. Trust me, a lot going on over there. And then we're going to have the normal, like we had last year, big touch-a truck from Maple Avenue, again, up East Ridgewood Avenue, over to the West Side. We're going to have our fantastic dancers in the windows. We're going to have more windows than normal. My favorite is the RHS Marching Band is going to be going. We're going to have RHS orchestras in some of the stores. We're going to have choruses. We're going to have 2 choruses, one on the west side, one on the east side. They're going to cross in the middle and go up and down all through town. We're going to have Santa in the cart. If you can find him, he's going to be flying around everywhere. I heard the Grinch is going to be put in jail again, poor guy. In the park, we're going to have s'mores with fire pits, music, and a big picture globe and a band. But I think one of the big things that I'm very excited about on Walnut Street, new, just like on West Side, Mount Everest Ski Shop is going to present on a big screen ski movies.
Wow.
One at 6:30 and one at 7:30. So, I mean, and there's more in between. We've got bands and cars, and Jamboree is going to be singing in front of the movie theater. And there's so much going on. It's going to be crazy. So you got to come out.
I just can't believe everything that you have just listed. So first of all, you are the person that orchestrates all of this. Who are your elves?
Well, we have some elves running around. We do. We have some elves, but we're doing this in conjunction with the village of Ridgewood. So it has turned into such a fun contest with all the departments. So the fire trucks, the ambulance, the water departments, the big garbage trucks, the cherry pickers, they're all coming and they're in competition with each other. Who can decorate their truck the biggest and the best? So it's really
fun.
It's really a hoot. So they're really, 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 really big. So we have little elves running around. The stores are going to be doing things. Some other people are going to have tents, and who knows? It's just going to be it's going to be very, very, very exciting this year.
It is, every year, again, I say you layer on more things, and we would be remiss if we didn't recognize Ridgewood Parks and Recreation too, because I know that they're very instrumental in putting together in the park. Am I right?
Yep, they do the whole park.
Yeah.
Yep.
So about that, I just want to say that, the first year, I think that the art of motion, heart in motion, those dancers got into the windows. And that was, again, out of necessity is the mother of invention. And so people who were not able to go to the tree lighting during the pandemic. And so we wanted to have something festive. So you and Lynn and Nikki came up with this idea of putting those dancers in the window. And it is just the most breathtaking thing. It is. It's just fabulous. So I hope everyone listening will and take a look at all of the wonderful things that Joan has planned for downtown for holidays. And not only do I want you to bring your family, I want you to bring all of your neighbors. I want you to call all of your friends in surrounding areas.
And grandchildren.
Children, of course. Yes. Bring your kids, your grandchildren, your friends, your neighbors, everyone from all across Bergen County should come, because this is definitely makes Ridgewood a destination. So I can't thank you enough for putting that all together. You don't look tired. You don't, I mean, I don't know how you do it. I really don't know how you do it. You must live in the fountain.
I just want to say that Santa, the next day, Saturday, is going to be visiting Ridgewood. So we have Santa at Columbia Bank from 10 a.m. to 1. And then he's going to be in the park on the 3rd. From 2 to 4, and then the following Saturdays, including Christmas Eve, in Memorial Park from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
That's great. That's wonderful.
So, yeah, we made his list again this year. Yep.
That's so great. So Tony, tell us a little bit more about Winterfest. What kind of activities can people expect to find at Winterfest, and what does the day and the time frame and all of that?
Well, we always have our musicians on the central staircase. Orpheus Men will be playing this year, and the singers from Bethel Church. We have ice sculptures. Jimmy's Ice Sculptures has been doing the sculpting for 12 years now. This year we have a food truck, not just hot chocolate. So you can purchase hot chocolate, cider, coffee, croissant, sandwiches. So there'll be a food truck on hand, because the line does get long for the hay rides. We have carnival games from Ridgewood Party Rental and storytelling. And our guild elves will be around giving out candy canes and cookies. So yeah, it's really festive. We grow it every year, and it's one of my favorite events, actually. It's kind of the advent of the holiday season, if you will, because it takes place the Saturday after Thanksgiving. And as we all know, Thanksgiving is the kickoff. Then you go into Black Friday, Small Business Saturday. And, before you know it, it's Hanukkah and Christmas. So, it really kicks off the season. And I want to compliment Joan, too. She also is always thinking out of the box. And those dancers in the window, as you mentioned, are a result of the pandemic, keeping people safe. We kind of did the same thing with our movies in the park. We couldn't surrender all of our events. So that year, instead of having movies in the park, we did a drive-in up at Great End, where everybody enjoyed
that
safely. And Joan did it. She was there.
I did it. I brought my kids.
So we persevere. We don't give up. Except we are getting
great.
older. We need youth like Jordan. We need youth to come into the
Notice how they said they
man
need
these
youth.
organizations.
Yeah, that's so funny. They said they need youth and they looked at you, Jordan. They didn't look at me.
It's all screen resolution makeup. It's all that stuff.
Yeah, sure. Well, you guys, I really can't thank you enough. So, Tony, let's go back to the magazine for one quick second. How does one get a copy of that magazine?
We go through cases of them at Village Hall. If you're not on our mailing list, we do have a mailing list that we can mail directly to your home. But the Village Hall usually goes through about 8 cases. The library goes through about 4 cases. I leave them at the kind of on our mailboxes here at our office. There's always a stack. We're at 55A East Ridgewood Ave. That's between Chestnut and Oak Street. You can simply email me at ridgewoodguildnj@gmail.com, and we can add your name to the mailing list as well. And we mail directly to the homes in Ridgewood.
That's great. So also I want to know from both of you, Joan, if somebody wanted to become a member of the Chamber of Commerce, what sorts of things do they need to do, and what sorts of things are a benefit of being a member of the Chamber of Commerce?
Well, we're all about business to business, helping people with their business. That's kind of really what we're all about. So when we do these events, like the car show and Ridgewood Sale Days, and I believe Tony, the Guild's pretty much the same way. We want to bring people to the town, to Ridgewood, so they will shop and dine and use the facilities. That's what this is really all about. You know, these big, elaborate plans and bring them. It's all about exposing our businesses, because we, no matter what, we are still the gem of Bergen County. There is no town like Ridgewood. And I've been here a long time, and it's still beautiful. So if you join the chamber, you get the benefits of participating in all these events, exposures, with having tents and stuff like that. We do networkings during the week. Again, we're about exposing business to business, trying to bring business to.
And I've been to a couple of your networking events, and they're fantastic. You have a women's networking event. I think is that Wednesday mornings?
No, Tuesday mornings at 10 o'clock. Yep.
Okay. And then you have another one that is on Wednesday evenings, I think.
Wednesday nights called happy hour. The pandemic has changed and rearranged all of us on the way how we have to think and what we do. So we just keep going. We just keep reinventing ourselves. If we're not allowed to have 5,000 people in one place, then we're going to spread them out.
Right.
Let's figure out how we do it.
Right.
So we're doing that. We're in rebuilding stage of everything, but we still do networking 3 days a week, bringing business people together. They share one-on-ones. They are become ambassadors for each other to still do business.
So what are some of the other events that you have? You have this downtown for
we do
the car show.
We do the car show. It's the largest car show at nighttime in Bergen County. Again, this year we were very lucky. We had almost 400 cars, 5,000 people. We're going to try to do in January, Restaurant Week again. Again, we're going to try to reinvent it, do it in a different way. Restaurant
What will it look like?
Instead of coming up, in the past, it's been like $30.22 or something like that. Now it's going to be, the restaurants talked about doing discounting, and they're going to come up with a discount, and that's the way we're going to do it this year. Just however they want to do it, we're going to.
And that's going to be in January.
That's in January. I don't have in front of me the weeks, but it's the second week. I think it's January 8th, and then the following week it's Sunday through Thursday. Then we do May, August, and October. We do the sidewalk sale days. Again, it's been a challenge because our number one problem wasn't COVID. Our number one problem was Amazon.com. So we got to get those people out of the house and shopping again. And this year, everybody said it was great. They did better than normal. So great is good. We'll still keep doing whatever it is. So we also do Easter in the park. Do that with Ben & Jerry's, and in the years gone by, we'd take 10,000 eggs, hide them under hay, but we couldn't do that for the last few years. But Sibel said, maybe we'll bring that back next year, because we had a really good crowd this year. And then we did our Halloween harvest, which was great. This year was funny. This year we had young children. In the past, it's always been maybe 8, 9, 10-year-old. All the people that came had young children. It was kind of interesting.
Well, and I was up there, and I got to tell you, I've never seen Van Ness Square Memorial Park as busy as it was. It was packed. It was unbelievable. That was another great event. Thank you so much. And Tony, again, those movies in the park during the summers are incredible. And again, that was another time. The park is packed. I'm so happy that we get to, use that facility and let people be outside.
And with movies in the park, we do 6 films throughout the summer. We always build an event around 1 or 2 of the films. So we have a trivia contest. We do giveaways that are kind of related to the movie. For instance, we showed Men in Black last year. We gave away black sunglasses, hair bands for hairspray, that type of thing. I also want to mention residents can join the Ridgewood Guild, and we have about 100 residents who have joined. And there are resident benefits. They all get a guild card. I have over 55 businesses giving out discounts. We do 2 drawings a month, and if your name is picked, you win a $25 gift card from either a restaurant or a retailer. You get free admission to our music festival and to our film festival. So residents can join the guild as well. And if you're a new resident, we do a welcome bag that is just bursting with menus and items and discount cards. Last year, we collated over 240 welcome bags just for the new residential complexes alone. And the welcome bags can be picked up here at my office.
That's great. They really are full. I was up at your office the other day and I couldn't believe how many things were inside of it. So I guess if realtors are listening to this and they have new residents that have come into town, they should contact you either by email or phone. And we'll put that up when we post your episode. So the other thing I was going to say to you is, we know that we went through all of this whole pedestrian plaza. Should it stay? Should it go? We went a couple of years with it, and now we're back to not having it. So, Tony, I think the Guild is going to be doing something to help business owners get on the same page. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
The letter hasn't gone out yet, but it will go out to all businesses. We want to hear from our business owners. So we are putting together a forum. And I will be on the panel as well as Jordan and yourself. And we want to hear from the businesses, pros and cons about the pedestrian plaza and other ideas. And I personally want to give the businesses ideas to help, raise the business level. There's many things the retailers can do. And sometimes I think they just wait for people to walk in the door. And you just can't do that. We mentioned Amazon earlier, which has really taken a chunk away from retail. And we have to get that back because there's nothing like our Ridgewood and the small businesses and the community and our downtown. It must flourish. It must. We have a gem here.
We do.
Yeah.
And thanks to the both of you that you really made it a vibrant community. And, personally, I just want to say thank you to that. And I am very excited about bringing business owners together for this business forum. I know that you are going to be the person that's on the panel, along with his name, I believe, is Joe Getz, and he is from a consulting firm. And this is what he does for a living. He's been doing it for, 35 years. From what I understand, he is a graduate from UPenn, and he started this firm. And his firm is one of the firms that reinvigorated Times Square. He reinvented what Times Square looks like. And so he's going to be coming to Ridgewood. He's going to be talking to the business owners in Ridgewood, and he's going to give us some really good ideas about what we can do to even make it better and to really make Ridgewood a destination. That's one of the things that I'm really excited about in terms of Ridgewood and sort of reinventing us and becoming sort of like the arts capital. When you mentioned the Ridgewood Arts Council, there's also the Ridgewood Arts Foundation. So I know there are a couple of things that are in the pipeline. I know we're working from the Central Business District Advisory Committee, Jordan. We're working on getting the tunnel refurbished and get some murals painted in there. And
sure.
So there's all kinds of other things that are happening in Ridgewood, and I'm very excited about it all. And I'm very thrilled that Tony Damiano from the Ridgewood Guild and Joan Groome from the Ridgewood Chamber of Commerce are at the helm of all of these things, because they are experts. They've been doing it for years, and they've brought a lot of joy to our community. So I want to thank you both for being here. And Jordan, if you have anything that you want to add to this, please jump in.
Yeah, I was just wondering. I mean, I realize we're doing this meeting with Joe Getz, but he's done Times Square, but has he done anything big, like something that people would know or recognize? Or no, I think this is great. I think as new residents or anyone's listening to this who are not familiar with the Chamber of Commerce, the Ridgewood Chamber of Commerce, or the Ridgewood Guild, as Jeannie said, we're talking about two heavy hitters. I actually said these are two of the heaviest gloves in the ring right here. When you see things in town, you see stuff going on. Tony and Joan are two of the people that make these things happen. And sometimes they are on front stage, front and center, and sometimes they're behind the scenes making it happen. But without these two gems of the town, it just would not be the same. Things would not happen in the same way. So really appreciate you guys. I know for me, you've done incredible things. I participate in all your events, and they just keep getting better, and you guys just keep doing a better job. And, we really appreciate you. And I hope you guys deserve all the accolades. So thank you.
Yeah. And you guys, again, I really appreciate you taking time to talk with us. I know that you're very busy. So if you have any closing thoughts, please share them with us.
Well, I just want to say, you better be there, or you're going to be square. Right, Tony? They better be there. Jordan, you better bring all those babies and the dog and everybody. Jeannie's got to come with the puppy. I mean, you got to be there and be with us.
I will. You can count on it.
Thank you. Thank you for pulling this together. It was wonderful.
Well, I hope to interview you again and again and again throughout the course of our episodes here, because you always are doing wonderful things.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for thinking of us. And thank you for what you do.
That's
great.
Absolutely. The two of you also. We can't forget the two of you, Jordan and Jeannie Johnson and Jordan Kaufman, an integral part.
J&J.
Yeah, no, I think all of us want to see Ridgewood prosper and be the great town that we know that it is and can be. And so, that's why we go out there and do it. And we just hope that, more people jump on board and join the good cause. So, thanks everyone. Thank you guys again, and look forward to seeing you these holidays at these wonderful events.
See you on the street.
Bye, guys.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you.
Take care.
You too.
Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. Thanks
Bye-bye.
for listening. Thanks for tuning in. We're so happy that you are a fan of our show. And until we meet again, hasta la vista.